Welcome back to 1991 Review. At the end of the last episode, after discovering that Qin Mu was junior brother to Grand Libation of Bashan, Shen Wanyan couldn't accept it. The young man swore that he would never call Qin Mu martial uncle until he defeated him. Early the next morning, Grand Libation of Bashan appeared at the prince's garden to find a few more talents to personally cultivate. The second prince, Ling Yushu, was overjoyed, thinking he was the one chosen when he saw the Grand Libationer approach him. However, seeing the prince's excited expression, Bashan calmly said, "It seems the second prince is overthinking things. This old one only instructs scholars below the Six Harmonies realm. I've come today to ask you to recommend two people." Although a little disappointed, after a moment's thought, Ling Yushu decided to recommend his good younger sister Ling Yuxiu and the Crown Prince Ling Mingyue. On the surface, Ling Yushu praised his sister's excellent aptitude, but mentioned her mischievous and playful nature, saying she needed the Grand Libationer's guidance. In his heart, he was secretly scheming to separate her from that commoner from the Great Ruins, Qin Mu. Not long after, upon receiving the news, Ling Yuxiu and Crown Prince Mingyue arrived at the scholar's residence. They found that in addition to themselves, there were several other scholars, including Qin Mu, Shen Wanyun Yunkei, and Wei Rong. When everyone was assembled, Grand Libation of Bashan announced, "You are the first batch of Imperial College scholars. From now on, you'll only attend lectures at the Painting Saint Pavilion, Clear Yang Hall, Military Tactics Tower, Formation Origin Hall, and Heavenly Sound Pavilion. For everything else, you will study directly under me. I will teach you according to your individual talents, and your studies will not be the same as other scholars. In a few years, whether you can become an Imperial College scholar depends on your own abilities. Oh, and you have a senior brother, or rather, a master uncle. He is the first Imperial College scholar of our Imperial College. I have already discussed this with the Grand Sacrificer and reported it to the Emperor, who will issue a decree soon." Everyone looked at each other in confusion. The first Imperial College scholar? Who could it be? Grand Libation of Bashan continued. "This time, I will take the seventh princess out for a few days of training first. The rest of you will have to wait for the next time. Princess, you go to the Heavenly Archives Tower and choose a few books on cultivation techniques and divine abilities. The rest of you stay here." At the same time, Qin Mu was at the Heavenly Archives Tower to choose cultivation techniques for his upcoming journey. After carefully considering them, he took one book of swordsmanship, a copy of Soul Guiding Lure, and a copy of Ghost Summoning and God-Controlling Talisman Command. After choosing his books, and before setting off, Qin Mu stunned everyone by using a sleeping drug to knock out the mountain-guarding dragon Qilin to collect its saliva. He explained to everyone, "This is a miraculous medicine for treating external injuries. If you suffer a blade wound, applying this to the injury will cause rotting flesh to regenerate and damaged skin to slough off." Ling Yushu witnessed the scene and secretly thought, that commoner from the Great Ruins is indeed not simple. Soon, riding on the back of the Azure Ox, the group traveled to the border. Upon hearing the news, General Bian Jinyun, who was guarding the pass, and all his soldiers gathered and knelt to thank Qin Mu. Earlier, he had given them the pure Yang Wormer finding pill, which saved the lives of countless border soldiers. After staying at the border for one night, Grand Libation Bashan intended to continue on when he learned that their purpose was to enter the Mandi Kingdom. Bian Jinyun immediately warned them that the place was extremely dangerous. However, Grand Libation Bashan just laughed and pulled back his robe, revealing a tattoo of Wu Kan on his chest. He explained that he had once been honored as Wu Emperor, their due to his ever-victorious abilities. After leaving the border, heading straight for the Lulon Golden Palace, the Holy Land of Man tribe, Grand Libation Bashan told Qin Mu and Ling Yuxiu that they were going to retrieve the lower half of the Grand Butcher's body. The Grand Butcher was once revered as Heavenly Khan, or Heavenly Emperor. Along the way, Grand Libation of Bashan began to teach Qin Mu and Ling Yuxiu a unique combat style that combined martial arts and spellcasting. He used an iron hammer to repeatedly detonate Qin Mu's attacks. After traveling for a while, the three of them were suddenly caught in the middle of a fierce battle. Hundreds of divine ability practitioners attacked them. Facing the situation, Grand Libation Bashan activated his divine ability, Heavenly Adamantite Wall, creating a massive light barrier that blocked all the attacks. However, when he put away his hand, he began to worry that the shaman Venerable of the Golden Palace would use will tactics to deal with him. After some thought, he decided that when they arrived, Ling Yuxiu and Qin Mu would block the door to provoke a fight and draw attention. Meanwhile, he would sneak into the palace to steal his master's lower body. Hearing this, Qin Mu immediately spoke up, "Senior brother, I have learned the Tao of Thievery." Grand Libationer Bashan glanced at him and shook his head, saying, "The Lulon Golden Palace is the holy land of the grasslands. Its power is comparable to the Daoist sect or the Great Thunderclap Monastery. The internal mechanisms are layered. The seals are dense, and there are all kinds of enchantments. The thievery methods you've learned are completely useless and won't be able to break the seals and mechanisms there. Qin Mu said seriously, "The person who taught me is very powerful. He has crippled Grandpa from our village. Although he lost a leg, he still..." Hearing this, Grand Libation of Bashan waved his sleeve and enthusiastically said, "His leg was cut off by someone, which only means his skills weren't good enough. You don't need to think about how to get our master's lower body. I will handle this. The two of you just focus on blocking the Golden Palace's gates. Leave the rest to me." Just then, the Lulon Golden Palace majestically appeared before their eyes. And that brings us to the end of episode 50 of Tales of Exorcism. See you in the next video.